Anatmanastasya yenatmaiva atmana jitaha anatmanastya shatrutve vartet atmaiva shatruvati. So Krishna says one who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind would remain the greatest enemy. So the purpose of practicing Eightfold Yoga is to control the mind and not to make it a friend in discharging the human mission. Very nice point. So the mind has to become our friend in discharging the human mission. Unless the mind is controlled, the practice of yoga is simply a waste of time. To control the mind is so difficult that after hearing it for so long, so we hear we have to control the mind. And you feel, this is impractical. I mean, this will never work out in my life. Correct? So it's very easy to feel like that because the mind is so difficult to control. At least we tried at least like that many times. And most people give it up. And devotees, we also give it up after some time. Like we see that in chanting. I was hearing Hari Prabhu speak very nicely actually. He said most of the time chanting becomes a monologue instead of a dialogue between ourselves and Krishna. So it is, what to say, I give up. I can't control the mind. But one thing we should understand, we should have faith in Bhagavad Gita when it says this. If we have strong faith in one thing, it is better than hearing multiple classes. I felt like this many. Prabhu today spoke this very nicely. We want to attend many seminars, we want to attend many classes, we want to attend many things, and we feel by hearing these many classes we will change actually. And honestly, this is very true actually. It doesn't happen like that. The only way we can actually change ourselves is by having immense faith in one shloka, in one person. Correct? And we can choose to have immense faith in this point that unless we control this mind, Krishna is saying, the mind will be our worst enemy. We should have faith in the shloka. And if I don't do this, then nothing in my life will work. So the sublime faith, immense faith in some principle, or you could say this is very nice faith to have. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado, yasya prasadat nagati kuto. So I must do this. If not, my life is doomed. We must have something like this. Immense faith in one thing. And if we have that immense faith in one thing, all our questions, one principle that comes from Krishna or a spiritual master, and that faith is of course possible only by the grace, but we must hanker like that. So if you have that immense faith, yes, this is true, then all our questions will be answered just by that faith in the words of the spiritual master or faith in the words of Krishna. Just by that immense faith, the mind will become controlled. And the mind will understand, yes, it's true. But if you don't have that implicit faith, yes, this is only this, or else my life is doomed, then you'll continue to have 100 classes, right? And a million frameworks, different strategies, different tips, different tricks, and you'll forget everything. It's a very nice point.
But Prabhu, Shravanam is more important, right, Prabhu?
Shravanam is important, but what is important also is, what is more important than Shravanam is to surrender to that Shravanam. So if you don't surrender to that Shravanam, or surrender to the person whom we are hearing from, then how many times ever we hear, it will be for an entertainment purpose or informational purpose. So hearing for information or hearing for entertainment will not take us very far. We must hear with a sense of urgency, a sense of purpose. So that's what I wanted to say. Does it make sense?
Yeah, yes, Prabhu.
So Prabhupada is saying, Someone can read that. I'm driving actually. Someone can read the second, third, and fourth line. Can someone read the third and fourth line of the purport for this shloka?
Purport or translation, Prabhu?
Purport.
Okay.
One who cannot control his mind is living with his greatest enemy or something like that.
One who cannot control his mind lives always with his greatest enemy, and thus his life and its mission are spoiled. The constitutional position of the living entity is to carry out the order of the superior.
Very nice point. So, very nice point. So, one who cannot control his mind is living with his greatest enemy. Such a profound point. So, every verse in Bhagavad Gita is initially meant to make me repentant only. Acho, Krishna, I have this problem. What will I do? Whom will I go and cry for? Whom will I go and cry to? So, every shloka is meant to turn us inward and understand how I'm suffering because of my uncontrolled mind. And the next line, what is it, Lata Mataji? Can you say?
The constitutional position of every living entity.
Human vision is not fulfilled.
As long as one's mind remains an unconquered enemy, one has to serve the dictation of lust, anger, avarice, illusion, etc.
So Prabhupada is saying, unless one's mind is not controlled, one's human mission of human life is destroyed. The senses are like thieves. They will take away the mind to the sense objects. So the mind originally actually wants peacefulness. Why does the mind want peace? Because the mind is born of the mode of goodness. So the mind wants peace. So, but what happens is this polluted intelligence takes away the mind to the senses. Engage in the activities of the senses. And what do the senses want? The senses want to go and marry the sense objects. So, as long as one's is not obeying the orders of the superior, Prabhupada and another purport says, there are two ways to control the mind. How many ways to control the mind? Two ways to control the mind. One way to control for a more like a person who's a little like very elevated, you can say, is through his intelligence. Give repeated instructions to the mind. My Shiksha Guru told me this method. Use your intelligence to continually preach to the mind. Continuously. Keep on preaching to the mind. Right? The disadvantages of material life, disadvantages of staying in this body, disadvantages of not serving Krishna, advantages of how Krishna is beautiful. In this way, the intelligence must read Shastra and continuously preach to the mind, constantly. Then the mind will come under control. Surrender to the words of the spiritual master. So when we surrender to the words of the spiritual master, then it is like a one-stop shop. You're basically chopping off the independence of the mind. So there is a very nice verse in Jada Bharata Upakhyan. I forgot. Maybe someone can take this verse. This comes, I think, in 5.11.17. Bhratravyamenam tad adabhraviryam. Adabhraviryam. Upekshaya adhyeditam apramatta. If you neglect the mind, also it will become, it will become more powerful. If you give it a chance, also it will become more powerful. If you neglect the mind, also it will become more powerful. Why? It is adabhraviryam. Adabhravirya means very, very, very powerful. So, and it is powerful because we have given independence to the mind. We should never give independence to the child, because the child is like the mind. It will do anything it wants. Similarly, one must not give independence to the mind. Everyone must be controlled by one superior. The disciple must be controlled by the spiritual master, because the disciple is well trained. Of course, the Gurukula Vasam, the disciple, the man is getting trained. And after the man is getting trained, the women must come under the control of the husband and be trained under him. This is the Vedic system, actually. And then the children must come under the control of the mother. And the younger ones should be coming under the control of the elder ones. In this way, everyone is controlled. No one is independent. So as long as we are not dependent on someone's instruction, someone means he must be controlled by God, directly or indirectly, our mind will be controlled by lust, anger, avarice. So we must voluntarily agree to be controlled. If not, we will suffer. We need to be controlled. We need to be disciplined. We need to be hit with a stick. This might be a little harsh to hear, but this is the reality. I need to be controlled. I need to be told, pay obeisances like this. I need to control my mind, wake up at a certain time. I need to be told, yes, you chant Hare Krishna mantra. The reason why it takes so long for us to actually spiritually advance is because, at least for myself, that's the case, is because I don't want to be disciplined by anyone. I don't want to be put under some discipline. This is the reality. So people get hurt. Immediately when we are disciplining someone, they get hurt and they leave. Why did you correct me? I cannot stay with you. People get hurt very soon. So this is because, yes, because we have not been brought up, and it is especially American culture, American kids especially. We don't want to be corrected. As soon as we say something here, there, it really, really, really hurt. Sometimes they leave. I heard a devotee. I know this devotee for long. Served in the temple for so long. I heard. I don't blame any person. It is a nature of a certain civilization. No one is a mistake per se, but it's the nature of the civilization like that. So, which is why Vedic culture gives the chance even from a young age where we are disciplined. So this person was somehow disciplined in an unnatural way. Unfortunate. Maybe someone little, maybe not sensitive to his needs, and this person left Krishna consciousness for good. Right. So this is something unfortunate. And yeah, no one to be found fault with. Completely, but this is the situation. This is the sad situation. What should I follow next? What should I implement next? That hearing is very powerful. That hearing is very fast. Become constantly in an implementation mode.
Prabhuji, your voice is cutting, Prabhuji.
Go next. Okay. So stop here. Any questions or comments around? We'll continue with the rest of the shloka tomorrow because already we